welcome to another moment in Black history. Yep, that's Bill Clinton's picture on the far right. And you see that guy next to him? That's his, I'll be nice and say, alleged son. But you're going to see how the black community got bamboozled into thinking Bill Clinton was one of us. I remember they were saying, oh, he's the first black president. After he came on Arsenio Hall wearing shades, playing the saxophone, boom, y'all say he one of us. Well, you're going to see in just a few moments that black lives do not really matter to the Clintons.
Need to make. And I also want people, especially I want white people to recognize that there is systemic racism. It's also in employment, it's in housing, but it is in the criminal justice system as well.
In the beginning, you talk about Bill Clinton.
Yes.
And his illegitimate son,
yes.
Danny.
Yes, who I know very well.
And I looked it up. Snopes says it's
Snopes is wrong.
Okay. Snopes says it's inconclusive. They're not sure whether it's right. It's unproven.
I can explain this to you if you'd like.
Oh,
it's fair. Just
okay,
let me give me.
Go
okay.
ahead. Go ahead, Roger.
There was a blood test. The blood test was taken from the Ken Starr impeachment inquiry, where it was attached. But to establish paternity, two different tests need to be conducted and compared. For whatever reason, the Starr report refers to both tests, but the results of only one test are included. It is impossible to make a determination based on that limited information. Doctors like Noguchi and other forensic experts have said that. So it hasn't been disproven. It hasn't been proved. It also hasn't been disproven. No, Bill Clinton has never given a complete blood or DNA sample to make a determination. I interviewed his mother. I interviewed his aunt. I interviewed his sister. I noted his likeness. I had two state troopers talk to me about bringing presents and cash to the house, now retired. Yeah, I'm convinced he is exactly who he says he is.
Super predators. We have to bring them to heel.
I feel bad when Hillary called black people super predators and that we need to be brought to heel. I'm black, I'm real, I am her stepson. I have no doubt that I am Bill Clinton's son. It was common knowledge. Everyone in Arkansas knew. Everywhere I went, they pointed, that's Bill Clinton's son right there. He looked like him, don't he? The ears, the mouth, the chin, the teeth, the eyes, the nose. I see him in me.
Sometimes, if you fool around too much, I guess you get caught with your pants down. One time it's been alleged that Bill Clinton may have gotten into a little bit of trouble with a African-American woman in Little Rock named Bobby Ann Williams, known to be a call girl, a prostitute, drug addict. But she has alleged, some of her family members have alleged, Larry, that in the mid-1980s, she not only had sexual relations with Bill Clinton on more than one occasion, that she did cocaine with Bill Clinton, but that she also had Bill Clinton's child, a young boy, a little boy named Dano, or Danny Williams. This year, the Star magazine claimed they tested the DNA and there was no match, or they couldn't make a match. And it was widely discussed, or at least there was a subcurrent in the media about this story. And it seemed to fizzle after that. Can you shed any light for us on the Danny Williams story?
Okay, Chris, on at least one and maybe two occasions, Christmas Eve, we meaning the state police, government security personnel, delivered Christmas gifts to this house in Little Rock.
And the house of Bobby
Ann Williams, the prostitute.
And this was on the orders of Governor Clinton?
This was on the orders of Bill Clinton that we deliver these Christmas gifts to this residence. One other thing that makes me really, really suspicious, and I was not around when this supposed...
Well, let me interrupt here.
Okay.
The gifts, would Clinton go shopping for these gifts? Where would you get the gifts from?
Now, weeks before Christmas, all these hundreds of gifts would start coming into the mansion, and we would log them in, and the routine would be for the Clintons sometime in the morning of Christmas Eve to open all the gifts. And then the gifts that they did not want to keep, then some of those gifts they would wrap up and give to friends and family and acquaintances.
Good way to save Christmas money, huh?
Correct. But
So you mean some of the gifts that were given to Bobby Ann's son were maybe intended for Chelsea, but she didn't want them, or that she didn't know about them?
she didn't know about them, the Clintons, but they were wrapped up and given to other people. And some of those gifts we delivered to that residence.
So what makes you more suspicious than about this, that Dano may be the son of Bill Clinton?
Okay, the thing that makes me really suspicious about it, Chris, is when her house was burglarized in Little Rock, there was 2 pictures that were taken from the residence. This is a simple house burglary.
Let's go back over that. This
Okay.
is 1992 during the presidential campaign when rumors started in the supermarket tabloid, The Globe, suggesting
Correct.
that Bill Clinton had fathered
The child.
In fact, this story later became the subplot for the major plot for the book Primary Colors.
Right.
So anyway, there was a burglary in 1992 in her house.
2 pictures were taken of this child. Those pictures appeared, or one of those pictures appeared in one of the tabloids. Little Rock police worked a case on this house burglary where these 2 pictures were taken. Buddy Young, who was a captain in the Arkansas State Police and in charge of governor's security, assisted the Little Rock City Police on a simple house burglary investigation. And the reason I know that is because I was working when this was going on, and he told me out of his own mouth that he was assisting the Little Rock City Police with this investigation.
Which is unheard of, really.
It's unheard of.
Obviously, Clinton was very concerned about this story.
I always felt bad about him not wanting to be in my life. Was it because I was black? Was it something wrong with me? Why he don't want to be a part of me? It made me think of even sometimes suicide. It's not fair, and it has been hurtful. That he still refused to acknowledge me. Well, time was very hard, and my mom was a working girl on the streets. She was heavy on drugs.
My name is Lucia Bolton. My sister's Valerie Williams. Danny Williams' mother. She was a prostitute, and she, hung around on the streets on 17th and Main. She met him on the streets.
I was told that she was with him on 13 occasions.
Like, I don't know, about 5 or 6 months after, they had dated and everything. She said she was pregnant again.
My mom went to prison and lost custody of us. My Aunt Lucille stepped up and gained guardianship of us. She raised us in Little Rock, Arkansas. At the time, we was from group home to house. My Aunt Lucille wanted to have a father in my life. As a small child, she took me to the governor mansion.
There was a car coming at the front gate, right? And the gate swings open. I ran up in there and ran behind the gate, okay?
She was trying to get him to accept me and notice me.
When I got to the door, I asked for her, and the door was slammed in my face.
Slammed the door in her face. This is Bill's son. He had the black son out here.
And these little guys hit him off the side of the place.
Hillary, she had guys chase him off the property.
And I went to right and jumped the thing. He won. Get the hell out of there.
I read history. Basically goes back to slave owners. When they have a child with one of their slaves and the wives try to have them banished off the plantation. What century is this? It just wasn't right.
Every child in this state is somebody because we're going to give them every chance we can.
And honestly, we were needing child support at the time. My mom was in prison.
We was poor, okay? We had nothing. Who gonna listen to us, really?
My Aunt Lucille was working at a gas station.
We have no money to pay lawyers. They just shut us up.
My mom told me on a few occasions where she was threatened.
She didn't talk to leave them alone because we're gonna come up missing.
She was also pushed out a 2-story window where she got a metal plate in her foot. To this day, she still feels scared of speaking.
And they was trying to get information about Bobby Williams' story so they can give her, I guess some hush money.
In fact, my mother did receive 7 $100 bills a month in the mailbox. Even presents on Christmas that was delivered to my home by state troopers. So I felt he was trying to be a part of my life. And then when he became president, everything stopped. In 1995, when my father was president of the United States, the state of Arkansas put us in foster care. I lived in foster homes. It made me feel horrible because I know his child, Chelsea, was well taken care of.
I met with a small group of the Black Lives Matter activists.
It made me wonder if she sees Black Lives Matter, why I don't matter to her.
And I just felt for them.
I was going to introduce myself as Danny Williams, her husband's son and her stepson.
You know, I am a new grandmother, in case you haven't heard.
I had millions of questions to ask, why?
We're going to do everything we can to make sure she has every opportunity.
As soon as she spoke, she got out of there. I didn't get to talk to my stepmom.